Okay, this video is on simplifying fractions. So starting off, we have the fraction 3 over 6. Now, simplify fractions, we want to look at numbers that we can divide both the top and the bottom of the fraction by. To do that, we think about what numbers we can times together to get those numbers. So to get 3, we can times 3 and 1. To get 6, we could times 3 and 2, or 1 and 6. Now, the biggest numbers these both have in common are 3. Therefore, we divide both the top and the bottom of the fraction by 3. Okay, and we can do that here. We divide 3 by 3 and 6 by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, I'll just clear that on the screen. Now we look here, we have negative 14 over 21. So we think what we can divide both negative 14 and 21 by. So to get 14, we could times 2 and 7. We could times 1 and 14. And then to get to 21, we could times 3 and 7. We could times 1 and 21. The biggest number these have in common is 7. So we can divide both the top and the bottom of the fraction by 7. You can see that here. No, just clear the screen so you can see a bit clearer. So negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. And I've just got a note here that we could also put the negative out the front. It depends on how you like your answer to look. But it means the same thing to have the negative on the top of the fraction or out the front. We can do that for any fraction. So like the fraction up the top here, we could have put the negative out the front or with the 14. Either way is fine. It means the same thing. Okay, then we've got negative 4 on 16. Now to go through this one, we want to see what we can divide both 4 and 16 by. So to get 4, we could times 2 and 2, or we could times 1 and 4. So there are ways to get to 4. And to get to 16, we could go 2 and 8. You could go 4 and 4, or 1 and 16. Now you can see here, the highest number we have in common is going to be 4. So we can divide both the top and the bottom of the fraction by 4. So negative 4 divided by 4 and 16 divided by 4. Where negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. And again, we can put the negative out the front if that's how we prefer it. As long as we only use one negative, it's fine. Okay, so for this question here, we want to see if we can divide both 27 and 9 by. Then we look at what we can times together to get these numbers. So to get 27, we could times 3 and 9, times 1 and 27, and that's about it. To get 9, we could times 3 and 3, or we could times 1 and 9. Now, the biggest number these have in common is 9. So we can divide both the top and the bottom of the fraction by 9. We see that's what's happened here. So we go 27 divided by 9, and we go 9 divided by 9. And 27 divided by 9 is 3, and 9 divided by 9 is 1. Now, when we have a fraction like this, where we just have a 1 on the bottom, we can actually just write without the fraction. So we could just write this just as 3. And that's because anything divided by 1 is just the same as itself. Okay, that's all.